Are you addicted to your sport? If your family life, your friendships, or your career are being sacrificed because of your sport, there's a good chance you are. My name is Christina, and I used to be addicted to exercise. I used to believe that replacing a bad addiction with a good addiction was okay. What I found out is it's not. Whether you're addicted to drugs, to food, to exercise, it doesn't matter. They are all bad. There's nothing good about being an addict. For years, and I'm talking years, I put my exercise first. And I put it first because I felt like in order to be loved by others, to make people happy, I had to do great things. I had to train relentlessly. When I became a fast runner, I felt like I always had to end up on the podium, and there was a lot of pressure to perform. So I began sacrificing my friendships with friends. I sacrificed time with my family. And there was a time where I sacrificed my career. There's nothing wrong with being fast. There's nothing wrong with setting huge goals for yourself. And there's nothing wrong with being on a podium or racing a lot or training a lot. In fact, I believe that being healthy is a very important part of our lives. But when it starts to get in the way of our happiness, our personal relationships, and we are willing to sacrifice everything in our lives to get on that podium or cross that finish line, it's time to do something about it. I have a very addictive personality. Whether it was an addiction to drugs, an addiction to coffee, an addiction to my sports, I just go at everything 110%. And I always felt that shifting from being addicted to a negative substance to being addicted to exercise was okay. But what I discovered was it affected my life in the same way that being addicted to a substance did. There was a time not that long ago where I had to go on a 5 or a 6 hour run to see my family. Instead of just saying, hey, I can do an hour today, because it is good to get in a healthy exercise routine, I had to go hammer myself before I could sit still and see my family. And that took a lot away from my relationship with my family, which I do feel bad about. I've spent the last year and a half of my life focusing on me. And one of the things that I learned, which took many, many hours alone, some days I sat there and I cried for 11 hours. There were days I was pissed off and angry for hours. Days where I didn't even know how I was going to make it through the night. But I did a lot of reading, I did a lot of self-reflection, and I put a lot of work into figuring out what was going on in my head and how I could finally be happy in my life. One of the things I found was I was punishing myself because I could not find it in my heart to forgive people for hurting me. I couldn't find it in my heart to forgive myself for hurting other people, and I couldn't forgive myself for allowing people to hurt me. I want to help you. Whether you have become addicted to your sport as badly as I was, or you feel like you're just starting to have that pull of your addiction, I want to help you find balance. Balance in your personal relationships, balance in your career, and balance in your sport. There comes a point where we are literally trying to escape from our past, from trauma, from lack of self-love, and we use extreme exercise to escape. It took a long time, but once I realized that I could love myself and I could be happy, and you can train and become faster while living a well-balanced life. You don't have to sacrifice. You don't have to sacrifice your personal relationships with other people. You can still see your friends. You can still see your family. I may not be racing anymore, but I can tell you I'm faster than I've ever been. And I'm running happy, and I'm not fueled by hate, and I'm not running away from my addictions. I'm not running from my past. I'm very privately competing against myself and finding joy. Just like when I first started running, I'm finding joy in the sport, and I'm enjoying time with my friends, and I'm enjoying my family more. I have a much deeper connection to my life, and I want to share everything that took me so long and so much work to get through and help you achieve that happy balance in your life. I designed the Naviturian Warrior program to help athletes like yourself overcome your addiction. There is no such thing as a good addiction. An addiction takes away from your life. When you're sitting there someday taking your last breath, do you care about how many podiums you stood on? How many finish lines you crossed? Do you want to be sitting there alone? No. You want to have your family there. You want your friends there. You want to take that last breath and say, I lived a really good life. I enjoyed my life. I was happy. I loved myself. I loved my friends. I loved my family. And I loved my sport. Think about that. Think about what you want when you take that last breath. I'm offering 2 programs. One is a 10-week program, which I highly suggest because I will work closely with you, doing a 1-hour phone call once a week. You'll have a follow-up email, and you will have homework to do each week. And I will give you tools and techniques to help you find that peace, that balance, and to overcome that addiction in your life. If you just want to test the waters, I also offer a single session where you can talk to me. We can come up with a plan and some sort of ideas and give you a little bit of homework and an email follow-up without that 10-week commitment, so you can move along at your own pace. I'm going to teach you how to control your emotions. I'm going to teach you how to reclaim your life. And I'm going to teach you to possibly love yourself for the first time in your life. Because once you love yourself, the possibilities are endless. If you'd like to learn more, if you'd like to schedule a free phone call to see if we are a good fit for one another, I would love to hear from you and see if I can help you. You can visit www.rockhopperraces.com, click on the coaching link, and you will see the Navatorian Warrior Training Program. Through that link, you can send me a message and we will schedule our first phone call or Zoom meeting with no commitment. If you choose to work with me, and if I choose to work with you, we will spend either 1 session or 10 weeks together changing your life, giving you your life back, making you faster, making you happier, and giving you deeper personal relationships. So what are you waiting for? Reach out.